So, Mother, what were you hiding, or why were you hiding in here?
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
The man
Who
with
could
the
she
sword would
be suspicious
be
of?
Napoleon, I guess.
Must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
No books for a change.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Cannot go outside, but there's
disc?
something on the floor.
Oh, that reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Let's take that. I'm sure that this is gonna do something at some point. Maybe even in this room.
St. Paul on the Road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have that much tradition, but the myth of St. Paul is well known.
A fierce opponent of the first Christians, St. Paul is suddenly struck by the call of Jesus Christ and converts. It's the best known conversion in Christian history, which teaches us that even enemies of Christ can be saved, and even become his greatest apostles after finding faith. From what I can recall, the account of his conversion could be found in the epistles to the Galatians, the Philippians, the Corinthians, and the Acts of the Apostles.
Okay.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
Alright, we got another potion here. Grab some more Carmelite water. There's something here. That's another coin, I guess. Yep.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Use your lodestone.
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
Yeah, let's use that disc.
See if it works.
Got it. Could have picked the lock and flexed, but
It's open.
Alright, Mother, are you in here?
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. No, what does that mean?
Secret code.
So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe?
Okay, well, that it was a code, Louis, that part was already clear to me. He is not always the smartest. We don't have that either. Some more.
Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni.
Any books in here that can grab?
Amber.
Ooh, more amber. Yes, please. Any books in here? No.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Sophistria, what is that? Is that another book?
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni. St. John is known as the youngest of Christ's apostles. Well, we often give credit to St. John for having written about the apocalypse in the last book of the Bible.
So nice that my mom always leaves these
The
riddles.
New Testament.
Let's analyze the book.
This volume dates from the first edition of Gutenberg. It's the first book that was ever printed.
Oh, wow.
Pages are covered in annotations in Latin, French, and Hebrew. Someone spent years studying this Bible. A volume of the Gutenberg Bible.
Okay. What does this do? That is locked. So, the Gospels and Acts of the Apostles.
And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized by John in Jordan.
Okay, so I need to find the Paul and then verse 11, I'm guessing. Okay, let me check the epistles of Paul here. Epistle to the Corinthians, that has 2 lines here, so maybe that is what I'm looking for. Chapter 11, verse 11, that sounds good.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Wait, a note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here. What does it say? Dear E, I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the 2 groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's a pair awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle. What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that?
How about the painting of the guy over here?
The painting looks like it's been taken down recently. But wasn't my mother said that she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle? Ah, of course. There's something written behind the painting. On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean? St. John is the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't got a beard. Hey, wait! That means it's him. He's the youngest apostle. Right. This painting is therefore associated with the answer which E had to give to my mother. Now, I just need to know how to recover the answer. On the second day, the pilgrims listened to the prophecy of the young apostle. The prophecy of the young apostle, that was John. And the prophecy mentioned is most likely the book of Revelations according to St. John.
Okay, do I need to go back here then? The book of Revelation by John.
Saying with a loud voice, "Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing." And a voice came out of the throne, saying, "Praise our God, all ye his servants, and ye that fear him, both small and great." And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time, from the face of the serpent. Hey, a new note. It's been folded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's. S, I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
He who hears the angel. Okay, which painting is that?
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Ah, here we go.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean? A group of pilgrims, if I'm not mistaken, numbered respectively 12 and 14 in the last painting. With the simple operation suggested, that would mean that the new groups are 6 and 7. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message. It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6. A chest with the occult symbol representing air. little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. Choosing the Hebrew alphabet is no coincidence. It's got to be a reference to the Bible. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all. No, nothing of value here. It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years. St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4. And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here. A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that? I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Alright, that concludes Where Is My Mother? Convinced Lord Mortimer of the culpability of a suspect. I'm not 100% sure if Peru is the one that we need. To be honest, I very much doubt it, but at least, you know, there is some traces of him being there. I discovered my mother's message. I did not understand my mother's message. Yeah, that was clear. Could have found the conversation between my mother and her partner. Okay, well, at least I leveled up a little bit. We have 4 points available. Now, the thing is, I recorded the first bunch of episodes in one go as I'm doing this here as well. And what I misunderstood was me thinking that putting 1 point in these was enough to unlock them, which it's not. So what do I need right now? I could put erudition on the next level. Agility definitely helps me get all that stuff that is up on the top shelves. Logic was something that I was missing. Yeah, logic seems like a really good one to take, to be honest. Let's unlock that. I have 1 point left. How about I put a point in politics and unlock that at least? And then where are we gonna put our next point? Are we gonna put it in erudition so that I can have all my my occultist ones at level 2? Actually, if I put it in, let's see, if I put it in a place where I actually can use. Let's see. Occultism, linguistics, manipulation. Diversion, questioning, erudition. So I could put it in erudition and then pick the erudition book. That should unlock it. That is certainly a possibility. Let me just do that. And then let's keep it like this. And then let's read the erudition one. Yep, that unlocks that. That is good. And then what else are we gonna unlock? Does the rest really matter? I don't think there is a... Questioning might be helpful as well. Linguistics might be helpful. Oh, I can actually pick two. Okay, wait. Questioning and questioning. There is two of them. That does not unlock it, unfortunately. Let me grab these two though, then I can put 1 point at the next level up. I can just put 1 point in questioning and then I will have unlocked it. So let's do it like that.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Alright, let's head over to that salon.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis? About last night, I'm guessing.
Sadly, no. Even
Yeah,
if
would
I'd
you like to do that
have,
again?
Alas, there are more pressing matters. I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision. I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
Ooh, I cannot send her. Manipulation, is that something that she's vulnerable for? Or immune to?
If Mother's really killed her sister, I'd better find her by myself. They say they spent a lot of time together. They got along well.
Oh, really? Do you think your mother liked Duchess Hillsborough?
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me. Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
Oh my goodness. I do need to find about that nightmare though, but let's not tell her.
I better keep that to myself for the time being.
I mean, she's
Come,
keeping
Louis.
secrets
They're
for
waiting
me
for us.
also, so...
You know who I am.